13. Samghadeva of Mount Lu. During the Jin dynasty, Samgaraksa, Samghadeva, Zhongtian or Tihei in Chinese due to differing pronunciations, had the original family name of Gautama. He was from Jiban. He entered the monastic order to cultivate himself, searched for wise masters to follow, and became versed in the Tripitaka, specializing in the Abhidharmasara and gaining precise insight on it. He often recited the Tridharmaka Sastra, and was amazed, appreciating it day and night and believing this was the kernel of the Dharma. Samghadeva had an open mind, adept in finding the truth. While his deportments were gentle and polite, he assiduously devoted himself to education, and came to Chang'an in the Jianyuan period during Fujian's reign to preach the Dharma. Earlier, Samgabhuti translated the collection of Bodhisattva Vasumitra's treatise. In addition, Dharmanandi rendered two agamas, the Abhidharma, Guangshuo, and the Tridharmaka Sastra, among other texts, totaling over 1 million words. The translation was interrupted by the rebellion of Murong Chong. At that time, barbarian upheaval perturbed the northern areas. Since the translators could not focus on their work, the redaction was incomplete. Some sentences did not show the true meanings, and Daoan passed away before the errors could be corrected. Later, peace was restored in the Dongshan area. Traveling to Loyang with Fahi, a sramana of Jizhou, Samghadeva continuously studied and discussed the previous sutras for 4 to 5 years. After staying in China for a much longer time, he became more proficient in Chinese, thus recognizing the mistakes and omissions in previous translations. Fahi regretted the incompletion of those versions and asked Samghadeva to retranslate the Abhidharma and Guangshuo. After Yao Xing took the throne, Buddhism flourished again. Fahi entered the Guanzhong area when Samghadeva traveled down to the south of the Yangtze River. Earlier, Master Weiyuan of Mount Lu studied the exquisite doctrines diligently, largely collected Sutra Pitaka, and humbly learned from elites by inviting them from afar. When Weiyuan heard of Samghadeva's impending arrival, he warmly received the latter at Mount Lu. During the Taiyuan period in the Jin dynasty, Weiyuan requested that Samghadeva translate the Abhidharmasara and Tridharmaka Sastra. Standing on the platform of Prajna, Samghadeva held the Sanskrit version and uttered the Chinese translation, removing the flashy parts, keeping the solid contents, and making the translation adhere to the original meanings. The relevant texts circulating today are his versions. In the first year of the Long'an period in the Jin dynasty, Samghadeva arrived in the capital city. The royal families and upper class lost no time in inviting him to their homes and paying respect. Wang Shuan, a general of the guard from Langya County entitled Marquis Dongjing, was honest and insightful, supported and protected the true Dharma, and established a vihara to host Buddhist disciples. Since Samghadeva was in town, Wang Shuan invited him to preach the Abhidharma at his place. All the famous monks flocked to listen. Samghadeva understood the doctrines profoundly, so he taught and analyzed with clarity, stressing the teachings, which pleased all the audiences. At that time, Wang Sengmi also sat in the auditorium, and later he preached in a separate room as well. Wang Shuan asked Fawang the monk, "How does Sengmi grasp it?" The latter replied, "He learned almost everything. He was just missing some details." This verified the clear and incisive analysis and lecture of Samghadeva, which could easily inspire listeners. In winter of that year, Wang Shuan gathered Shi Huichi, a sramana who was versed in the teachings, and 40 other learners in the capital. requesting that Samghadeva retranslate the Madhyama Agama, among other texts. Samgaraksa, a Sramana from Jiban, held the Sanskrit version. While Samghadeva translated it into Chinese, the work was completed in the next summer. He translated texts totaling over 1 million words in the Yellow River and Luo River areas. Traveling in China and India, he understood the customs of various countries, easily responded to different situations, and communicated skillfully with a sense of humor. His preaching gained great popularity. Later, his whereabouts were unknown.